I've never said that Brock Purdy was trash.
Mad crazy. Like, you wanted me on your podcast after talking about my quarterback, which is funny to me.
Cam, stop calling my phone. Like, motherfucker, I don't got your number.
Cam Newton's post-career arc has to be studied at this point because the trajectory of this man's career once he decided to hang it up for good went in a direction that I honestly didn't expect. And now it seems like he is doing it once again. So before we get to the content, make sure you drop like, subscribe, and turn on our notifications to help the channel grow. Now that we get all that out of the way, break! For the Super Bowl, PrizePicks is blessing us with an easy way to make $100. All Patrick Mahomes needs is 1 passing yard in the Super Bowl for a square to hit, which means he's pretty much a free square. First, download PrizePicks and use my promo code Mikerophone when you sign up to get up to $100 deposit match on your initial deposit, and then make these picks really quickly before they change the lines on them. So for me, I'm pairing Mahomes' free square with Isaiah Pacheco, who's had at least 1 touchdown in his last 5 games, so that's easy, and Christian McCaffrey, who has had more than 88.5 rushing yards in 4 of his last 5 games. Of course, I give away all my picks for free on Instagram, and I highly recommend you turn on notifications for my Instagram story so you can get the picks quickly before they move the lines and you lose your advantage. And thank you, PrizePicks, for the sponsor. Mic check 1 2 1 2. What's going on, everybody? At this point, if you've been following along with the Cam Newton saga, you would know that he's no stranger to these interesting situations. About 2 years ago, a little kid disrespected him at his own camp.
You're a free agent. You're a free agent. Rich. You're a free agent. You about to be poor. I'm rich. You about to be poor. I'm rich. You about to be poor. I'm rich. You're a free agent. I'm rich. You're a free agent. I'm rich. He's a free agent. Where's your daddy at? Let me talk to your dad. Let me talk to your dad. Where's your dad? You're a free agent. Where's your dad? You're a free agent. You're a free agent. Talk to. Let me. Where's your dad? Where's your pop?
And to Cam Newton's credit, he actually tried to help the little kid out.
Nah, ain't no disrespect. You know, if you wanted some attention, I'm gonna give you some attention. The right way, bro. The right way. When do y'all play?
We play tomorrow.
What was y'all record today then?
1-2. No, 2-1.
What did you do? I wasn't able to see because y'all was too.
Cameras on me.
All right, bro. What did he do, man? Does he play?
He got speed.
He got speed.
No, his speed.
Oh.
You gonna see.
Huh?
You gonna see.
Nah, you ain't. Don't act shy, nah, bro. Don't act shy.
Right here.
I'm asking you. I don't want to see. I couldn't see today.
You gonna watch YouTube, bro? You watch YouTube? I know you do. You
cafeteria crocs, man. No, stop.
What you do?
No, I'm really trying to ask you. Like, I'm trying to see, like, what you.
We do that shit for real though.
I'm like.
We rep that 215.
205?
215.
215. Okay, cool. Bro. I'm just like. Please don't be one-dimensional. Like you said something to me, then when I'm really trying to talk to you, I'm not trying to like crack no jokes. I'm just really trying to ask a simple question, bro. I'm sorry. It's your fault why everybody's looking, but I'm really just trying to ask a question. But you never said what you did. You said you gonna see.
At the end of the day, right?
Nah, coach, it's no disrespect.
No,
I
I
promise you it's
get
no
it. I
disrespect.
get that. I get that. But I'm just a grown man. Right? This is the coach. I'm not the fool.
Coach, we squashed it.
No,
We good. I was literally, I was good.
I love that. I love that.
So you can only imagine my surprise when a similar situation happened last summer with yet another kid who's roasting Cam Newton for having the same amount of rings as him.
No, you met me.
Yes.
I met you. When? Tell me about him. Show me a picture. Show me a picture.
I got an autograph. How many rings you got?
Nine.
I got a question.
Oh shit.
We got the same amount.
And no, but we don't got the same bank account.
Oh, we famous to be acting like that.
No, don't play the victim now.
And brother Cam Newton, I love you. I loved watching you play, but making that gesture in front of a little kid is obscene. I mean, this is just a crazy thing to do in front of a kid. But I have a lot of respect for Cam Newton. He brought swagger and excitement to the NFL during the 2010s. He gave the Carolina Panthers the most false hope they've had since the Jake Delhomme era. And at the very end of it, he had a very entertaining career, both on the field
Let's go, watch this. Ready?
Drops straight back, throws a crossing route. McCaffrey, touchdown.
And even during pre-game moments like this altercation that he had with Kelvin Benjamin, who for some reason decided to throw Cam Newton under the bus, but was too scared to confront him in person. At the end of the day, I have to admit, Cam Newton was one of the most entertaining personalities in NFL history and one of my favorite players in the 2010s. But ever since he started his podcast, this man seems to be doing anything he possibly can to trend and be controversial. The first instance of this was when he talked about how he quite literally ruined Jimmy Clausen. Now, if you don't know who Jimmy Clausen is, he's most notorious for Mel Kiper saying this about him. And I'm gonna make it my life's mission to remind you each and every day that Mel Kiper said this about Jimmy Clausen and he still hasn't retired yet. But Cam Newton discussed how Jimmy Clausen wanted $1 million so Cam could wear number 2, the same jersey he wore at Auburn. And I guess it's safe to say that Cam Newton got the last laugh.
I didn't even want number 1. Man, Jimmy Clausen, we cool now. Jimbo. He's like, only you gotta pay for it. I was like, cool, how much? He said $1 million. I said, boy, kiss my bro. I said $1 million, bro. I said, bro, people don't make $1 million in a lifetime, let alone I'm gonna give you $1 million just for number, bro. So I thought he was playing. The motherfucker was back and said, okay, bro, I talked to my people. We'll do it for $750,000. I said, oh, you for real? True story. Hung that phone up. I called the equipment man. I said, I'm rocking with number 1. I made an oath to myself. I said, that will be the last time Jimmy Clausen will ever be heard of in Carolina.
But the main reason Cam Newton has been trending recently is his recent beef with the San Francisco 49ers. That took a very hilarious turn, by the way. If you guys remember, a little over a month ago, Cam Newton said this on his podcast.
Lamar Jackson, obviously Patrick Mahomes, Dak Prescott, Brock Purdy, but Brock, they're not winning because of him.
He's not turning the ball over.
He's managing the game. And if we were to put that in its own right as game managers, Brock Purdy, Tua Tagovailoa, Jared Goff, and really, Dak Prescott.
Now, a lot of people had some reservations with this, coming out and calling some of the best QBs in the NFL game managers like Dak Prescott, Tua Tagovailoa, and Jared Goff, saying that they're game managers, not difference makers. And with all due respect, some of these QBs have done more than Cam has in the prime of his career, which no disrespect to Cam, I just think it's wild to say this about a quarterback that has made it to 2 back-to-back NFC championships after being named Mr. Irrelevant, one of the most prolific quarterbacks of this season in Dak Prescott and Tua, and another quarterback that made it to the NFC Championship and would have won if it wasn't for, well,
Pressure, escapes, fires over the middle, and it is incomplete.
And I'm not in the business of disrespecting QBs. I feel like at the end of the day, a quarterback is a product of the system he's in, the weapons around him, and his ability to make the most of his situation. And sometimes you find perfect fits like Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs, Bill Belichick and Tom Brady. Sometimes you find, well, whatever the hell this was. Now, since this moment happened, there was a really funny mini beef between Debo Samuel and Cam Newton, where Debo called out Cam Newton on Kay Adams' show Up and Adams, saying, stop texting my phone, bro.
First of all, Cam Newton stopped texting my phone, bro. He was a fan like 2 weeks ago. Like, that's mad crazy. Like, you wanted me on your podcast after talking about my quarterback, which is funny to me.
And this actually took a really funny turn because Cam Newton's response was a little confusing.
You must stop the cap, bro. Now, my point is this. You said something like, Cam, stop calling my phone. Like, well, I don't got your number.
And then it was revealed at the very end of it that Tebow was getting punked by some kids. And if you look at these texts, it's absolutely hilarious. Come on the pod in the next few weeks, hit me back, Ace Boogie. And they're actually typing like they're Cam Newton. The only human being in the world that would type out like this is Cam Newton, and he's known for doing this crap. He's like, I don't know who this is. And he goes, Cam Newton killer. And then he responds, fuck you, Debo. And Debo's actually responding to this the whole time. At the very end, you can see a group chat of people like laughing at the fact that they got away with this. And there was a specific point where they even got Debo Samuel on the phone.
Yeah, bro, it's been a minute. I was hoping to connect with you, bro. I mean, we got some boys that look up to you, you know what I mean?
What's going on?
Nothing, bro. I mean, I was just hoping to talk. I mean, I don't know if you're busy right now, but I mean, I was just honestly calling to, whatever you got for the...
So fucking funny. And once all that beef was squashed and there was a realization that Debo got punked by a bunch of kids and the smoke settled and cleared, well, Cam Newton returned. This time doing what Cam Newton does best, doubling down on his original take.
I've never said that Brock Purdy was trash. What I did say is Brock Purdy is a game manager. That's not hate. That's just what I feel to be facts. But I still reserve the right to say this. To be labeled a game changer, Brock Purdy has to be the best player on the offensive side of the ball. And that's not the case.
And who's the best player?
Christian McCaffrey. Man, look, I ain't recanting shit. No. And if you really want to just be honest, if you add in the defensive talent and you add in the offensive talent, Brock Purdy is the 10th best player on his team. Okay, cool. Did he have a great game? Yes. Is he been playing out of his mind? Yes. Is he a quarterback that's hot? Yes. But he's still the 10th best player on his team.
So, in Cam Newton's defense, he never said Brock Purdy is trash. What he did say was that Brock Purdy is a game manager, and he's not recanting anything. In Brock Purdy's defense, I honestly don't understand how you can say this man's a game manager. I mean, the man quite literally threw a football off of the face mask of a defender straight into Brandon Ayuk's hands. If that isn't truly the next coming of Tom Brady, then I don't know what is. But I'm trying to figure out whether or not what Cam Newton is saying is legitimate, because you could make a solid argument. I mean, I think the best overall player on the San Francisco 49ers, there's no question about it, is none other than Nick Bosa. And then I'm not going to go ahead and rank players over each other because that's just silly. At the end of the day, all the San Francisco 49ers are very impactful. So like, I can't sit here and say
Fred Warner is better than Trent Williams.
The argument he's making is Nick Bosa, Fred Warner, Trent Williams, Brandon Ayuk, Christian McCaffrey, Debo Samuel, George Kittle, Dre Greenlaw are all better than Brock Purdy. And I guess after that, it's kind of difficult to really, I guess you could make an argument that he's the 9th best player, right? But I don't know if you could say he's the 10th best player. At the very end of the day, I have a friend that's a very insufferable San Francisco 49ers fan. I mean, like, I really can't stand this human being. He drives me insane, and he's the sole reason I want the San Francisco 49ers to fail. It has nothing to do with the fact that they've bounced out my Dallas Cowboys 2 years in a row in the most embarrassing fashion ever. It has to do with the fact that this man always consistently rubs it in my face. But if there's one thing that I've noticed towards his entirety as a San Francisco 49ers fan, is that the one thing the 49ers have always been struggling to find throughout the Shanahan era alone is a quarterback. And even once they found Jimmy Garoppolo, who was capable in specific occasions, he would always get injured at the worst times. They were so desperate that they traded 2 first-round picks to move up to the number 3 overall pick to select Trey Lance. When they found that Brock Purdy was the guy, they moved on from Trey Lance, like literally within 5 games. And I understand when you watch Brock Purdy play, he's not necessarily slinging the rock for 60 yards, but I have to admit, Brock Purdy is exactly what the San Francisco 49ers were hoping for. If you guys remember, when the San Francisco 49ers traded to the number 3 overall pick during the 2021 NFL draft, a lot of people thought it was going to be for Mac Jones, because Mac Jones was lauded for his rapid processing speed. And as a matter of fact, even when you watch Mac Jones play horribly, he's still rapidly processing his reads. He just does it too quickly because he's panicking because he's always under pressure under center because his offensive line sucks and he doesn't have wide receivers that can make plays. And in the case of Brock Purdy, he's kind of like what Mac Jones was supposed to be, but on steroids. He has a lightning quick release. He almost always makes the right read. And I guess whenever you look at quarterbacks that make the right read and don't throw the ball 60 yards down the field, then you're just gonna call him a game manager. You can make an argument that Brock Purdy is the 7th best player on the San Francisco 49ers, but at the very end of the day, it doesn't really matter, does it? At the end of the day, he's going to be the starting quarterback in a Super Bowl. He's made it to the NFC Championship in both years that he was a starter. He's coming back from Tommy John surgery, for crying out loud. And as much as I dislike the San Francisco 49ers and as much as I want them to lose the Super Bowl because of my insufferable friend, I think it's ridiculous to say that Brock Purdy isn't a huge reason as to why they made it to the Super Bowl to begin with. And that's coming from a guy that really, really wants them to lose. But at the end of the day, we could just call this for what it is. Cam Newton might be just trying to farm engagement. It's clearly working because I'm making a video on him, and it's clearly working on you because you're watching this video I made on him. So at the end of the day, I guess mission accomplished for Cam Newton. Let me know in the comment section down below if you agree with Cam Newton's take. Aside from that, we've been uploading 2 videos a day. If you missed our last videos over here, I highly recommend you check it out. I'll see you right over there. I'm your boy Mike, and I'm dropping our mic until our next upload.